Do you want to lower your tax burden without ever technically fully leaving the warm confines of the United States? If that is the case, let's talk about Puerto Rico and Puerto Rican benefits available under the Act 60. My name is Jelena, and I'm a strategy mentor here at Nomad Capitalist, where we help 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs go where they're treated best. Today, we're going to be talking about the Puerto Rico Act 60 benefits, which is probably something that US citizens heard about many times, but may not know all the facts. Clients come to us literally every day looking for locations and strategies that will allow them to hold on to more of their money and lessen their tax burdens. Of course, every situation is different, but what we have found during the years is that Puerto Rico as an option can be a good way to go, and it is exactly because of the benefits like that of Act 60. Now, when we're talking about Puerto Rico, it is an unincorporated US territory. The actual name is Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, and it is officially in the Caribbean area. And it lies about 50 miles east of the Dominican Republic and 1,000 miles southeast of Florida. The reason why it's so famous, especially amongst US citizens, it is because it offers certain tax benefits. If you want to start a business there, you can draw on an English-speaking workforce, although Spanish is the primary language. And in addition to that, with tropical climate and flora, including a rainforest, it gives Puerto Rico a very laid-back feel. Now, when it comes to Act 60, it is a popular name for the Puerto Rico incentives that were passed all the way in July 1969. Given how badly the island has suffered at the hands of natural disasters, the local government resolved to offer tax exemptions to stimulate growth in the economic sector. Although there have been calls for Puerto Rico to be recognized as a US state, independence is more likely, with the island looking to promote sustainable economic development thanks to the investment from external sources. Act 60 essentially is a tax beneficial regime for US citizens to take advantage of. It provides them with options to reduce the level of tax they pay on personal and corporate income, and all this without having to renounce their US citizenship, actually. Major beneficiaries of the Act 60 are US citizens who want to remain citizens and also have a chance to spend time in the United States, but be able to get tax savings as well. So what exact benefits does Act 60 allow? Now, you have two acts under that one, which is the Individual Investor Act, which allows you to reduce or essentially not pay tax on your personal passive income, meaning capital gains, dividends, interest, and crypto. However, it does not reduce tax on salary in any case, nor crypto mining or staking in some cases when not structured properly. On the other side, you have the Export Services Act, which helps you reduce your tax on the corporate side to about 4%. However, the catch is that the services must actually be exported from Puerto Rico, hence the name. You can choose to combine the two acts and maximize your tax savings, or if you're an investor, you may only need one of them to achieve the desired tax savings. One thing to consider is that these benefits do not go back retroactively. So if you come to Puerto Rico with about $2 million, let's say, of unrealized capital gains, you will likely pay US tax on those when you realize them, even if you're in Puerto Rico at that point, because you basically incurred them while you were still living in the United States. Likewise, if you move to Puerto Rico and start a Puerto Rican company from scratch and later sell it while still in Puerto Rico, you will be able to pay 0% tax for capital gains on the sale of the business. Now, if you're someone who already has an existing structure in the United States, especially trusts, and you want additional asset protection, you may be happy to know that the US trusts can in fact own Act 60 businesses and get the benefits of the Act as long as at least 50% of the trust is owned by a resident of Puerto Rico. Now, besides the 3 tests needed to fulfill in order to qualify, you will also need to purchase a home after 2 years of living in Puerto Rico, and depending on which act you take, may even have to donate $10,000 on an annual basis to keep your benefits going, depending on the act. Now, when we're talking about some changes in the program, the 2 hot topics that have been in the past couple of months are definitely whether Puerto Rico will become a state, which, as I mentioned, is unlikely to be the case. Now, the second thing that the government did debate is whether or not to raise the capital gains tax and dividend tax and interest tax from 0%, which is currently available to users of the Individual Investor Act, and raise it to 12%. However, that bill did not pass yet, nor is it ongoing. however, may be raised in the future again. But as of now, there is still 0% tax rate. And even if such changes did occur, those would affect new users of the Act, the new beneficiaries of the Act instead of the old ones. So if you are an old one who already basically grandfathered in, those changes would not affect you. When we're talking about downsides of Puerto Rico, of course there are downsides. Nothing is generally a utopia. First of all, you have to actually relocate to Puerto Rico. And by relocate, I mean really move your whole life there, starting from yourself and your family, physically moving there, to replacing your bank accounts, your voting rights, your driver's license, vehicles, your doctor has to be in Puerto Rico, and many other things. And in addition to that, the cost of living in Puerto Rico is rather expensive, and it is rising by the day, which means that you will have the tax benefits, but also a potentially slight increase in living expenses, depending on where you actually are coming from. The Puerto Rican government is generally facing a lot of criticism from locals for allowing generally gentrification that benefits U.S. citizens more than local residents. However, if you're someone who's looking into tax reduction, but you want to have the option to come back to the United States at one point, or you want to go towards renunciation, but not immediately, Puerto Rico could be a good strategy and can be generally used as a stepping stone. If you're thinking about Puerto Rico or any other tax strategy for reducing your taxes, what we do here at Nomad Capitalist is analyze your situation, give you a holistic plan that addresses all your questions, all your needs and wants, and help you implement the plan as well, helping you achieve maximum tax savings and freedom.